As late November 2025 approaches, forecasters are tracking the potential for a major winter storm across North America. This isn't your average early-season snow. Models are hinting at a sprawling, disruptive system that could impact millions just as the holiday season ramps up. The setup: a surge of southern moisture colliding with Arctic air, creating the perfect recipe for a high-impact event. Over the next sections, we'll break down what the models are showing, from the storm's two main waves to the historic cold expected in its wake. While this is a long-range forecast, the signals are strong. Now is the time to pay attention and prepare. The first wave of this winter onslaught is shaping up to be a massive, slow-moving snowmaker, the likes of which haven't been seen in years. Meteorologists are already sounding the alarm, warning that this system could bring not just a quick burst of snow, but a relentless, drawn-out event that blankets entire regions for days on end. The storm's reach is truly staggering, stretching from the icy shores of eastern Canada, sweeping across the heart of the Midwest, and plunging as far south as Texas. Places that rarely see such widespread winter weather. This isn't just a local event, it's a continental-scale system, poised to impact millions of people across North America. Instead of a compact, fast-moving storm, forecasters expect a broad shield of heavy, persistent snow, enough to shut down highways, ground flights, and leave entire communities isolated. Major interstates could become impassable, and airports may see hundreds of cancellations as runways disappear beneath thick drifts. Emergency services are already preparing for a surge in calls as stranded motorists and travelers seek help. The system's abundant moisture will be forced over a mass of advancing cold air, creating the perfect recipe for steady, significant snow accumulations over a vast area. Rural communities and city neighborhoods alike will watch as snow piles up on rooftops, tree branches, and open fields, transforming the landscape into a winter wonderland, but also a potential hazard zone. For places like the Dakotas and Minnesota, this could mean a multi-day siege of winter weather, with snowplows working around the clock and residents shoveling driveways again and again. Local officials are urging people to stock up on essentials and prepare for possible power outages, as the weight of the snow could bring down power lines and trees. The deepening snowpack will act like a refrigerator, reinforcing the cold and making it even harder for temperatures to rebound. This sets the stage for an even harsher Arctic blast to follow, with wind chills plunging well below zero, and dangerous conditions persisting long after the last flakes have fallen. This is the kind of snow event that disrupts travel and daily life for millions: frustrated travelers stranded at airports, commuters trudging through knee-deep drifts, and emergency vehicles struggling to reach those in need. Schools and businesses may be forced to close, and communities will need to pull together to weather the storm. The opening act of this winter storm is formidable, a true test of endurance and preparation. But as meteorologists warn, what comes next could be even more intense. So now is the time to get ready, stay informed, and brace for the full force of winter's fury. As the first wave winds down, models suggest a second, more organized low-pressure system will develop. This second punch could bring stronger winds, focused heavy snow, and even rain or freezing rain to areas further east. The track is still uncertain, but the risk of blizzard conditions and whiteouts is real, especially where fresh snow meets high winds. Some models even hint at a fast-moving clipper system between the two main events, adding to the complexity. The bottom line: this isn't a single storm, but a prolonged period of severe winter weather demanding sustained vigilance. Prepare for multiple rounds of disruption. As millions of Americans prepare to embark on their journeys for Thanksgiving, a significant weather event is quietly brewing. Before the main event arrives, a smaller but still highly disruptive storm is expected to hit around Wednesday, November 26th, right in the heart of the busiest holiday travel period of the year. This storm, though not the season's most powerful, threatens to upend travel plans for countless families and individuals hoping to reunite with loved ones. Airports, highways, and train stations are all bracing for impact as forecasters warn of challenging conditions just as the holiday rush reaches its peak. Weather models are currently in disagreement about the exact path this storm will take, but both major scenarios agree on one thing: snow and strong winds are likely to sweep across the upper Midwest and parts of Canada. Cities from Minneapolis to Winnipeg could see significant accumulations, while rural areas may face near-whiteout conditions. The uncertainty in the storm's track means that residents and travelers alike need to stay alert, as even a small shift could dramatically change who gets the worst of the weather. The GFS model, one of the leading forecasting tools, is currently suggesting a stronger system with the potential for blizzard conditions in the Dakotas and Minnesota. This could mean dangerous travel on major highways, with visibility dropping to near zero at times, and the possibility of airport closures or significant flight delays. For those planning to drive or fly through this region, the risk of being stranded or delayed is very real. Even if the storm ends up being less intense than some models predict, the timing alone is enough to cause widespread travel headaches. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving is already notorious for packed airports, crowded highways, and tight schedules. Add in snow, ice, and gusty winds, and you have a recipe for long lines, traffic jams, and delayed or canceled flights. Anyone crossing the central continent before Thanksgiving should be prepared for disruptions, no matter how the forecast evolves. This isn't the monster storm that's been making headlines, but its timing could cause maximum disruption. For many, the frustration of waiting in terminals or being stuck on icy roads may overshadow the storm's actual intensity. The impact will be felt not just in snow totals, but in missed connections, rescheduled plans, and the stress of uncertainty. If you're traveling, it's more important than ever to monitor forecasts closely and have a backup plan ready. Check your airline's status updates, keep an eye on road conditions, and consider packing extra supplies in case you're delayed. Meteorologists will be updating their predictions as new data comes in, so stay flexible and be ready to adjust your plans at a moment's notice. Winter weather waits for no one. As this prelude storm sweeps in, it serves as a reminder that nature doesn't always cooperate with our calendars. Whether you're heading home for the holidays or just trying to get through your daily commute, stay safe, stay informed, and remember that sometimes the journey is just as unpredictable as the destination. The real danger may come after the snow. A potentially historic Arctic outbreak is forecast for early December. Driven by a disrupted polar vortex, this cold snap could rival the infamous chills of the early 1980s. Multiple models now agree deep Arctic air will surge south, with the fresh snowpack amplifying the cold. Expect dangerously low temperatures, hazardous wind chills, and major stress on infrastructure and power grids. Pipes, livestock, and public health will all be at risk. Heavy snow followed by extreme cold is a classic recipe for a high-impact winter emergency. When it comes to predicting major winter storms, meteorologists turn to a powerful tool: long-range forecast models. These models use complex mathematics and vast amounts of atmospheric data to simulate what might happen in the days ahead. But instead of relying on just one prediction, forecasters look at ensembles. Dozens of model runs, each with slightly different starting conditions, showing a wide range of possible outcomes. This approach helps meteorologists understand not just what could happen, but how confident they can be in the forecast. Right now, something unusual is happening. These ensembles are in rare, almost unanimous agreement. That means, despite their differences, nearly all the models are pointing to the same scenario. A major snowstorm is likely to impact the upper Midwest and northern plains. The signals are strong, and the agreement among models is giving meteorologists increased confidence in this forecast. Both the European and American models, two of the most trusted in the world, are showing widespread areas of 6 to 12 inches of snow, and in some places, even more. These models use different methods and data, so when they agree, it's a big deal. Some of the latest runs are focusing the heaviest snow over Minnesota and Wisconsin, suggesting these areas could see the brunt of the storm. Residents here should be especially alert as the forecast evolves. Of course, the exact track of the storm is still uncertain. Small shifts in the storm's path could mean big changes in who gets the most snow and where the heaviest bands set up. That's why meteorologists are watching every new model run closely. But even with some uncertainty, the consensus among the models is clear. This is shaping up to be a high-impact event. When so many models agree, it's a strong signal that action is needed. All the ingredients are coming together for a potentially crippling snow event. Abundant moisture, cold air, and a powerful storm system tracking right through the heart of the region. Scenes like these, deep snow, stranded vehicles, and challenging travel, are a real possibility. It's important not to get hung up on specific snowfall numbers just yet. Forecasts will continue to be fine-tuned as the storm approaches, and totals could shift depending on the storm's exact path and intensity. Instead, focus on the strong signal for a high-impact storm. The models are sending a clear message: significant disruption is likely, and now is the time to get ready. This early warning gives us valuable time to prepare, whether that means gathering emergency supplies, making travel plans, or simply staying informed as the situation develops. The severity of the signal is a red flag for everyone in the region. Stay tuned to updates, and take this forecast seriously. The models are speaking with one voice, and it's a warning we can't afford to ignore. Remember, a forecast is not a guarantee, especially more than a week out. Small changes in the atmosphere can shift the storm's track, timing, or intensity. The line between rain, snow, or ice can move by 50 miles with just a degree or two of temperature change. The goal now isn't to predict your town's exact snowfall, but to give early warning for high-impact weather. Use this time to review your plans and stay informed as the forecast evolves. Modern meteorology's greatest strength is advance notice. Don't ignore it. Stay tuned, stay aware, and be ready to adapt. With a major storm and cold blast possible, now's the time to prepare, calmly and sensibly. Stock your home with essentials: flashlights, batteries, food, water, medications, and warm clothing. Check your heating sources and detectors. Never use outdoor grills or ovens for heat. Prepare your vehicle with blankets, jumper cables, a shovel, and keep the tank at least half full. Avoid travel if conditions are dangerous, and check on vulnerable neighbors and pets. Community resilience matters. Help each other out. Simple steps now can turn a crisis into a manageable inconvenience. This storm is part of a classic high-amplitude pattern: a blocking ridge in the west, a deep trough in the central and eastern U.S. The jet stream's dramatic dip channels Arctic air south and pulls moisture north, fueling the storm. The stronger the contrast, the more powerful the event, and this setup is primed for extremes. The slow-moving pattern means prolonged unsettled weather and lingering cold. Each phase of this event is interconnected, part of a larger atmospheric story. Understanding the big picture helps us see this isn't random, but the result of a major realignment. Nature's power is on full display. Watch, listen, and prepare as this winter story unfolds.